It's Wednesday night, and we're live from Oakdale, Washington, in the Educated Touch studio. Welcome to Ethics Outside the Box, with your host, Nathan Nordstrom. Special guests include you. Here he is, Nathan Nordstrom.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ethics Outside the Box once again for this week's fun and adventure. It happens to be the end of November here as I'm recording this. I just wanted to say happy holidays to everyone. I am so excited to be seeing the nice, festive, wintry, slushy, and happy days. We actually have seen a little bit of snow out here in Oakdale, Washington, but not a lot. So we are excited about that. But I just want to make sure people have reasons to celebrate. Ethics is one of those things that people usually get down on and say, oh, well, I have to do this and I should do that, and these types of things. But you know what? Truly, the whole truth about ethics isn't that you should or shouldn't be doing things. It's that you're blessed enough to get the privileges that you have, and you can improve your life daily by doing the small things to make yourself better. So we are going to talk today about a very specific portion of ethics. If you haven't seen the show yet, welcome. And we're going to talk today about the National Certification Board of Therapeutic Massage and Body Workers Standards of Practice. So Standards of Practice for massage therapists. This actually is fairly inclusive. I'm going to make myself a little taller here. There we go. This is actually a little inclusive. There's a lot of other professions that have similar standards and codes, and we just want to make sure that no matter who's watching, you can look at it and say, you know, there's a benefit to knowing this stuff and connecting with the values that are placed here. But we're going to be connecting specifically to the National Certification Board of Therapeutic Massage and Bodywork. So this is massage therapy, the massage therapy industry. If you haven't known, we are on YouTube, on Facebook. Obviously, right now, you're generally picking us up on Facebook. That's where we're broadcasting live for. And then we record it for YouTube. As you can see, we have 46, 47 broadcasts. This will be 48, the 48th broadcast. But if you ever have a question about ethics, you can reach out to Educated Touch. That's Nathan at educatedtouch.com or info at educatedtouch.com. We can connect with you either way. But we always want to make sure that if you have a question about ethics, and a lot of times the difference between ethics and laws, we usually see that trauma or question come up quite regularly. The other place that you can get to us is www.educatedtouch.com, a very calm and snow white website with live classes, online test questions, and then tools and techniques. We have all different courses that we hold on our website, but we just wanted to make sure that you are aware and engaged in that. But to get to the topic that we're talking about today, we go to the National Certification Board of Therapeutic Massage and Body Workers website. That is www.ncbtmb.org. At the bottom of every page, you can go to the Code of Ethics and Standard of Practice. We go to the Standard of Practice. We started out this year with the Code of Ethics. Now we're on to the Standard of Practice, and we're excited to be there. And we are specifically going to Standard 5G and Standard 5H. So that would be Standard VG and VH. And we're going to start with Standard VG. That is 5G is refrain from practicing under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or any illegal substances, with the exception of a prescribed dosage of prescription medication which does not impair the certificant. Okay, so are we good on that? Just done? That's what it says. Just don't do it. Now, I wish that were true, because if that were the case, then no one would do that, and we would never have cases that are negative. Never have cases that this is being questioned. it is one of those examples where we start seeing people questioning that and they start doing things wrong. So I always want to say that the policies and the rules are important, and that we follow those policies and rules is our best strength. But people start looking at the exceptions or start believing they're an exception to the rule. First, I want to say hi to Lori and Joan. Love the background. Thank you, Joan. Yes, it is that season. You're so fun. Thanks, Jennifer. We are getting festive and excited about the end of the year, and we are totally happy to do this regularly and get people excited about ethics and massage therapy, even if it takes a Christmassy background to make that happen. Looks like we are going to have some guests coming up in the next few weeks, so that we can connect with more people and get the people really connected to what massage therapy is. A lot of names that you already know in the massage therapy industry. So we're going to connect with that. But going right to that wonderful standard of practice, refrain from participating under the influence of alcohol. What are we actually saying there? Refrain means avoid, don't do, do not get impaired and practice massage therapy. Simple, right? Not a hard statement. All of that being said, refraining means that you're actually not only abstaining, but trying to constantly avoid is kind of the connection that I like to use. So if we're looking at refraining from alcohol, tobacco, alcohol and harmful drugs, if we're refraining from illegal substances, if we're refraining from medication that impairs the certificant, that I think is the grayest area for most massage therapists. Not that they're trying to get doped up on Tylenol or doped up on NyQuil or whatever else they might dope on. I don't know how you're going to dope up on Tylenol. Facebook, make sure to tell me how many doses of Tylenol you have to dose up on before you really get a buzz from Tylenol. Sorry, guys. So when we're looking at the impairment, the lack of the ability for a massage therapist to effectively work, we're looking at the cognitive ability of the therapist. I never want to say that it's okay, just do it, you're going to do it a little, because a little then leads to more, which leads to more, which then leads to a lot. And then you never know when you hit that line of problematic. So let's start seeing what some of those things are. If you have anti-seizure medication, I know several massage therapists who are epileptic. And when you look at an epileptic massage therapist, you have to be looking at not only the side effects of the seizure and playing out the importance and recognition of what seizure medication does to you, but going the other direction to the side effects of the medication. Just if people don't know, I have a son who's epileptic, and we've regularly had to balance out his medication. And the balance of the medication usually starts with, okay, how much medication can we give him to reduce the seizures to him having a livable experience? So that's where we start. And then once we get to that dose, we then see the side effects of the medication. And we say, okay, he's sleeping 20 hours a day. That's not a good side effect for trying to have a livable experience. And so then we start looking at reducing the medication so that we have a balance. And sometimes that's just a bad medication, a medication that doesn't work with that individual. So if you're looking at your own medications and you're looking at, okay, can I operate as a massage therapist? The easy answer is if you're going to fall asleep on top of your client on the massage table, or if you're going to be impaired and not be able to consciously understand or engage with the client in a safe and professional manner, then the easy answer is no, you're not safe. You are impaired from your ability to practice as an effective massage therapist. Now, there's a lot of different medications that are there. Some of them, when you start looking at the side effects of the medication, you have to weigh that out on when you're taking it. I know friends who have migraine headaches, and the side effects of the migraine are a lot worse than the side effects of the medication, and it dims the pain enough to where they don't have a lot of concerns. It's a real important thing to be conscious of when we're looking at it. Michael, yes, I like the festive theme. And then Kimberly, if those happen, they need to get with their neurologist and have their meds checked or changed. Absolutely. And that's and it's not just the anti-seizure medication or the neurology medication or the migraine medication. It is that you have to start working with the best possible medication that's going to work for them. So we're here to say that most massage therapists aren't engaging in getting drunk before they go into practice. Most massage therapists aren't getting into taking a whole lot of or any illegal drugs or illicit drugs before they go in and practice. Most massage therapists aren't dosing themselves up before they go in for a massage. This is where that important statement comes in is what if? And what if you have a scheduled appointment with a client and you're excited to see that client and it's been a while and you're getting ready to see them, and then you come down with a migraine headache. You know that the migraine headache is going to affect the session because you won't be able to give them your full attention because you're distracted. And then you think, well, I can take my medication, but the medication is going to affect me in a certain way, which doesn't help. If that's the case, there's a third option, and I always hate to toss this one out there, but reschedule the client. Now, I didn't say cancel the client. I said reschedule the client. There is a bit of a difference there. Now, if you are in your own practice and don't have any other massage therapist that you can refer to, then that might be canceling. If you work in a group practice or in a franchise or in a spa with multiple therapists, this is a wonderful opportunity for you to either you call, your receptionist call and say, hey, you know what, we have our therapist, Nathan, came down with a headache or had a family emergency or had a problem, and it's important that he's not able to work with you today. We do have these other therapists who are available. This is ideal when it comes to client management or patient management instead of business management. You know, client and patient management is a whole different field than business management. Client and patient management is what is the best for the client. Business management is what is best for the business. These are two different directions when you're looking at it. You want to make sure you can focus on client management to improve the possibility of business management. Improving business management is a huge piece and really strengthens the massage therapist and makes them a better person. I know several massage therapist friends who are out there who are saying, yes, you reschedule when you have a migraine. I appreciate that. That is one of those big important pieces that we continue to connect with, is that we want to make sure that our clients are safe and that their experience is the best possible experience that a massage therapist can give them. Now, we have to go down a dark alley, guys. Sorry to take you down this, but if you are an alcoholic or addicted to drugs or illegal substances, it is important to look at how you're affecting yourself, but also how you are affecting that client. You may think, I'm not hurting anyone else but me by taking this. The truth is, you're actually reducing your ability to affect your clients most effectively. you're also reducing your ability to engage with your circle of influence in an effective manner. So it is not about what you buy and what you do with it. It's more about how it affects your choices and lifestyles. It is the standard of the National Certification Board that that is not a good representation of a board certified massage therapist. That is where if you're found to be doing any of these activities, it would be important for your license to be, or your certification to be removed. That would also then go towards your license. Your licensing board has an effect and has a concern about it, so you want to make sure that you're connecting with them. If you're having a challenge with alcohol, drugs, and illicit substances. All right, so I always want to just make people aware that your choices, no matter how big or how small, always affect your practice. So what are some other things that can affect your practice? We're going to take the opposite side here. That was the very negative side. That was the, okay, don't do drugs, blah, 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 blah. But what are the things that can make you the best massage therapist for your clients? Because the more you do positive things, the less you're going to want to do negative things. Does that make sense? I'm hoping so. You're going to want to have a positive influence on your clients. And so some of those things might simply be working out. Could be eating right. It could be having a positive influence with your friends and family. You know, taking some time to meditate or pray. Taking some time to read inspirational, motivational, or self-improvement texts. I know that is not what most people like doing. I know I'm an oddball and I'm a geek, that I really do enjoy stepping out of texts that are entertaining, but really getting into things that will better myself. But I think that's some of the best tools to really help you. Oh, good one, Richard. Yes, self-care. Making sure that you're practicing what you preach. If you're saying, you know, you need to be getting a massage once a month, you should be getting a massage once a month. Being a hypocrite doesn't help. So yeah, and I think there was a couple other people that I wanted to say hello to. Thank you for joining us this evening. So as we start looking, I am, whew, sorry about that. I will edit that out from the live version. All right. So how do we look at improving ourselves in times that are busy? I look at this wonderful schedule that we call the holiday season, and most of us think, oh gosh, I'm so excited because I'm going to have all these wonderful things that I'm going to do, and I'm going to be active, and I'm going to really go out and do this and do that. However, you put that off to the side, and your practice is now more full because other people are more stressed out because of the holiday season. So you're going from full-time to a little over full-time, or from 3/4 time to full-time, and now you don't have the extra time to put into yourself. But if you don't put into your own needs and put into your own improvement and self-care, then you're never going to find that time even later. So make sure you're doing it when time is tight, because when time is more loose, it's going to be easier to do it. You'll make sure that you're doing it more often when you are connecting with a busy schedule than if you try and wait until you're not busy, because truth be said, we're always busy, no matter who we are. We've got busy lives, and that's part of our schedule. That's part of what makes us it's going to sound weird, so attractive to clients. A client is going to want to come to someone who can manage themselves, manage their schedule, and can be serene and calm. I do know massage therapists who are not calm, and the client comes in, and several clients go away saying, I'm never going back to that person again because they were so hectic, or they were so this, or they were so that. You know what? There is a therapist for every client. So I know there are people who want to have a more excited and excitable energy. But the truth is, I think most people want to have someone around them that grounds them and stabilizes them, because there's so much in our life to keep us busy and keep us working and working and working. Let's see. Good evening, Bruce and Kimberly. Me too. Thank you. Joan says, tough one for me this year. Been really busy. LOL. Oh, Joan, I understand you and get it. My New Year's resolution for sure. Oh, I love New Year's resolutions, and I love talking about New Year's resolutions. I think I kind of want to get into that just slightly, because the power of a New Year's resolution is important and can really change the way you work as a massage therapist. I actually years ago came across a great article regarding I think he was a psychiatrist, one of the other, but he was really knowledgeable. And one of the things that he pointed out is that for a human to make a New Year's resolution and really stick to it for 365 days, the success rate is extremely low, and it becomes really extremely low right at the beginning. So his suggestion was to do new month resolutions and to schedule out 12 new month resolutions January 1st or December 31st. And as you schedule out your January resolution, no matter what happens in January, as soon as you get to February 1st, if you live to February 1st, you have a new month's resolution. You have a new goal. And most likely is, if we think of repetition and repeating and we look at how to create a pattern in our life, one of the key things is that if we can do it for 30 days, it's more likely that pattern will continue. So if we have 30 days of doing one thing, and then we stop pushing on that and start doing something else, it's more likely that the first behavior is going to continue as well. So you have 12 goals that can be achieved 30 days at a time, which then makes you a better person at achieving goals, makes you more successful, and makes you feel more accomplished. You get that pat on the back. We love good pats on the back because we need to have that. If we have a New Year's resolution, we have to go 365 days before we get a pat on the back. Oh man, that's hard. So what do we look at for this specific standard? Well, it's not only that we are refraining from alcohol, drugs, and illicit substances, but to do that most effectively, let's go the other direction. How do we keep ourselves healthy and strong? How do we keep ourselves focused on positive and focused on achieving more goals and becoming more effective in our life, so that we do not have to revert to alcohol, drugs, and illicit substances? Well, look at being successful day by day, because a day-by-day success is the only thing we can do to really move on to our new year. Great topic. Merry Christmas, brother. Thanks, Scott. It is important that we continue to connect with who we are, what we're doing, and how we can get back to the simple things in life and really get stronger as an individual, so that we can really assist our clients to think about the best possibility. Best possibility for a client, you never know where they're at or where they're coming from. I know I've had clients who are directly first day in AA or first day in Narc Anonymous. And I've got clients who have been motivational speakers, people who have their life together, doctors, lawyers, and junkies. When you say you really want to help every person, no matter where they're at, that's that first step, is to say, hey, wherever you're at, it's time to improve. It's time to get better. It's time to step up to that next stage, to really develop that person and to strengthen that person, because every client deserves that. And that's really what they're paying for. They're not really paying for you to touch them. They're paying for you to work with them. And working with them and touching them are two different things. So Let's go to the other side of this coin, because we can continue to talk about how to improve ourselves, but we also need to include that wonders that is our clients. So if we go to, that was standard G, refrain from participating and practicing under the influence of alcohol, drugs, and illicit substances. And that includes impaired by medications. But if you're taking a regular medication and it's not impairing your judgment, you're good. They want to make sure that you know that not every medication is going to make you not a good massage therapist. However, standard H, you, as the massage therapist, as the certified massage therapist, have the right to refuse and or terminate the service of a client who is abusive or under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or any illegal there you go, substances. You have that right. Did you know that? Have you ever used that right? In Facebook, if you want to put that up there for any stories, have you ever used the right of denying a client who is either drunk or under they're using drugs, or they're simply abusive? Because that is a piece. That is a thing that we have to be conscious of. And it is not, they have to have two of the three. If they are abusive to you as the massage therapist, physically or verbally, you have the right to refuse them and should refuse them. Make sure to be conscious of your rights as a massage therapist. Yes, I have. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But I'm so glad that you stood up to that. That, in my mind, is wow, Richard, hundreds of times. We'll talk later, Richard. It is such an important piece that you know as the massage therapist, you need to stand up for yourself. If you have an abusive client, someone who is belittling to you, is refusing to follow instructions, is being argumentative, is being really ugly in the activities that they're having, and not helping themselves as a massage client. Those types of behaviors aren't helping them. That's not going to be building their strength as a massage therapist. Kimberly, I love your statement. Yes, I have refused to perform the services when they would not follow my instructions on draping due to be under the influence of alcohol. You know, if they're refusing draping, I'm pretty sure that's a session ending piece. It's something that you can definitely say, no, this is something that as a professional massage therapist and as a licensed massage therapist, I require that you are under the sheet and we're keeping you draped. If you are uncomfortable with that, we can end the session now. And remember to give it to them as a possibility. Let them know, here are your two options. Hey, you can be a positive massage therapist, massage client, and choose to make a good behavior, or we can end the session now and we won't have you come back. Joan says, at the event, and they have the beer tent, the dreaded beer tent. Yes. Client wants a chair massage, and I said, no, you have been drinking. He said, I will put my beer down and you can work on me. I said no. Well done, Joan. Yes. Being able to hold strong to your statements. You know, a client comes over with, they're intoxicated, they're not going to be a good client, is important. Now, can I confess something to you guys? Please, don't get me in trouble. This is past. So in the past, I worked at a spa many years ago, a couple of years ago, I'm not that old. And the spa served mojitos, and I always thought they were mosquitoes, but with a Mexican accent, but mojitos. and wine. And the front desk attendant or the spa attendant came in and gave them more and more and more mojitos. And they finally got to the point where, as the front desk was noticing that they were acting intoxicated, they informed me of this. And I said, you know what? I will assess their amount of drunkenness. And so I went into the greeting area and introduced myself as the therapist and walked the client back to the treatment room. And I started working on the client. And the client, in a need for communication, really presented in a slight slurred speech how grateful they were that they could get a massage, and several other pieces that made me uncomfortable. And I have to say, I didn't stand up at that time. I didn't stop the session. I let the session continue. And as I continued, I focused every ounce of conversation towards positive, towards clinical, and towards the whole purpose of the session. And by the end of the session, the client had fallen asleep and was out, and I woke them up and stepped out, and there wasn't anything that went, quote, wrong in that session specifically. But guess what? There could have been a lot of things that went wrong in that session. It could have really turned into a he said, she said. It could have really become a problem for me as a male massage therapist, where someone says that I took advantage of them. It could have been a problem with a client where they thought that I did something I didn't, because their impairment is what they're basing off of. This is a state where I think working on clients who are under the influence of alcohol or drugs really becomes that huge problem, because you're liable for everything that happens in that room. And you now have a client who doesn't know, doesn't state, doesn't explain, doesn't go over, and can't really give you a full feedback. That's an important challenge. So being conscious that if you're in a room alone with another person, and you're the only person with a clear mind, it is still a he said, or he said, she said, or she said, she said. It is two people with two different accounts of what happened. That may help you in a court of law, but that doesn't mean you are not going to be held liable for something that was perceived, or that you're going to not have to deal with the legal system, because that's the bigger challenge, is the massage therapists who have to fight a legal battle if they were right or wrong. Richard says, let's just say a couple of St. Patrick's days was bad for me, as I had to turn every single one of my clients away. Richard, FYI, just in case you didn't know, St. Patrick's Day in Savannah, Georgia is not really a great time to be working on sober people, especially not downtown. Done. Okay. I would definitely look at St. Patrick's Day as one of those days to be conscious of. The other one that I really love working on clients is New Year's Day. New Year's Day is amazing to work on clients. Thank you for your continued confident wisdom. Thank you. Yes. I kind of look at this. Thanks, Marie. It's great to see you. I look at this as another important piece where your as a massage therapist, you're excited about working on clients. And I like New Year's Day because New Year's Day, a lot of people look at that day and go, oh man, everyone's going to be drunk. Well, there are going to be a lot of drunk people. So that means New Year's morning by about 8 o'clock in the morning, the roads are silent. No one's on the road 8 o'clock in the morning on New Year's Day. And you go into your office, and who are going to be the people who want to come in? It's going to be the people who went to bed early, who are striving to create a new pattern for themselves, who are striving to want to see a massage therapist once a month, and they're creating their pattern and their schedule. You know, as the massage therapist, you're loving that New Year's Day because you get the people who want to improve their life. I can preach that one for weeks and weeks and weeks. What about chair massage event at a place of business where wine or beer event is being held? You've seen this done. Oh, I've seen this done as well. And the key thing that I've also connected with is when you're looking at a beer garden or a wine garden, you are the person who then has to decide if your client is too intoxicated for massage therapy. Good luck. I mean, I have never done enough research on drinking alcohol to understand what for every size and body type is too much, and agreeing and confirming with a client how much they've had, if they've had too much, may or may not work for you. What about all those 5Ks and runs that serve beer afterwards? Woohoo! Big party, right? Thank you for that idea and that concern or question. You know, a lot of times, where are you at in the after party for the 5K runs and walks? If you are usually right at the end of the run, you're working on the athletes. And I've always focused on the athletes as they come past the finish line. So you're closer to the medical tent, then closer to the beer and wine garden. So what ends up happening is you want to be the filter from the pain of the run all the way into the treatment and practice of the massage therapist as they're going in and seeing that experience really connect here. I think that's kind of the best place for a post-event massage therapist to be. If you can't be in the medical tent, I have to say that's my number one first favorite, is in the medical tent with the professionals, because that's what you are. If you have to be outside, be close to the medical tent, be a processing through until they start deciding to party. Apparently, you can make people drunker or even re-drunk if they have been drinking the night before. Kimberly, this is, I love you, but this is one of those things that I always heard when I was in massage school. And it was one of those that never had a quotable source. I have never found a case where a client gets drunk from or drunk the next day from a hangover. The science is really gray on it, and I've never seen a case where that's happened. So I love the idea of you got to be careful, especially when it comes to intoxication. But the next day in the hangover model or re-drinking or drunker is something that there's no real research to back that one up. But I love the argument. I love the argument to say, you know what? You want to be cautious with clients who have been drinking. You just need to make sure that you're taking care of them. Remembering that massage circulates the tissue and increases the blood flow, which then also increases the filtration through the kidneys, which then pumps it out. That's a really important piece to be conscious there. Dave Otto, I have lady puked during the chair massage after she's been drinking cocktails and hadn't eaten anything all day. Have seen that several times. Oh, that is not what I want to see. I don't want to see that one, David. I'm so sorry you had to. Yeah, be conscious of who's on your table. or in your chair. What's going on? And be aware and be willing to step out and say, hey, you know what? I'm here to help. And so doing a massage with a person who hasn't eaten all day and has had cocktails all day long, that's not going to help. That's not going to push an improvement muscle or improvement vibe to their health and well-being. And truth be said, I really doubt they're going to go the next day, oh man, that massage really helped me through my nausea, or that massage really helped me through the condition. I have had people who have said, gosh, I didn't tell the massage therapist that I drank a lot the night before, but the massage kind of really helped me with my hangover and kind of relieved me of the buzz due to increasing my circulation. I don't know if that works, but it's something that massage therapists have been accredited to. Hey, what happens to what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas? Zerlin, that was not you. I hope. Okay. Dude, you just got rhymed. Yes. All right. So all of the key pieces that we want to make sure that we're conscious of is really going back to when we're looking at our client and we're saying, gosh, we want to make sure that the best experience is being had with that client. It's our right to refuse. You know what? I'm going to share this. Let's get back to here. Share back to that. Here we go. You have the right to refuse and or terminate the service of a client who is abusive or under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or illegal substances. You have that right. It doesn't say you have to take it, but you have that right. Because as a massage therapist, hopefully we are all creating a health-centered environment. We're creating a space, even if it's next to the beer garden at a 5K run. We're striving to create a healthy experience for every client. It's giving us an opportunity to center a person, and if they are under the influence of any substance, it's going to be more difficult for them to hold true to the improvement of their well-being. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the holidays because we are in the midst of them. This is a time when we start seeing a lot of people who are getting busy. We start seeing the acceptance of of massage therapists who might be intoxicated. We start seeing events. I've seen Christmas parties where the company, the business says, hey, let's bring in a massage therapist for our Christmas party. And that's a great idea. I love the idea of having a massage therapist at your Christmas party. What are the challenges with having that massage therapist at your Christmas party? We have all seen and heard stories about company Christmas parties where someone got too drunk, where someone did something inappropriate, where someone's done something wrong. You know, you're the professional and you hold your license. Your client isn't responsible for you holding your license. Your client doesn't care. Your client, I mean, they care, but probably not to the point where they're worried about if you're going to have your license tomorrow or not. They're wanting to get a massage. And I think we've all seen that happen where a client says, no, I just want a massage. Doesn't matter. Massage helps nausea. Oncology massage teaches that based on research. Have you read that? Yes. And I love that concept. There are specific positions that are important when you're looking at oncology helping nausea. So in other words, not laying them on their stomach, making sure that you're not having them fully reclined, having them come up. There's specific points on the body that actually help. That's based off of meridian theory as well, which I have not completely discounted. I know that there's benefits to it, and Eastern philosophy is not my huge strength, but it's something that I understand, and I connect a lot of Eastern modalities to Western science and Western science to Eastern modalities. So definitely, let's keep connecting East and West in the medical industry as much as we can so that we can have benefits and really strengthen the number of massage benefits that are out there. We all connect with the benefits of massage therapy, including David, that massage calms the therapist. I actually know someone who is putting together more research following a concept that we had years ago. So if you really want to see how massage can help your clients, we have to first step out of our own comfort zone and say, when are we going to make sure to say yes, and when are we going to make sure to say no? If we are simply looking at nausea, that's one thing. If we're looking at intoxication, that's leading to the nausea, and the nausea may be your body's natural reaction to get rid of the intoxicant, that might not be the place that we're looking for to really improve ourselves. Yes, thank you. Let's say I'm going to go to that one page here, and nope, I missed that button. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. We still have some time here, and I wanted to kind of connect here with, that's the Facebook page. We're going to go back to the standard. The third standard is really important. So GH, and I'm going to go on to I and kind of reflect a little bit on this. Next week, we'll actually engage in this a little bit more. But standard 5I, you have the right to refuse and or terminate the service to a client who exhibits language or behavior which the therapist deems as immediate or deems as in an immediate or potential risk to the safety of the client, the certificant or therapist, or the therapeutic relationship. Here's a big one. I don't doubt there's going to be a couple of you that have many a story about a client who uses profane language that may affect the therapeutic relationship. If you haven't had that client, well, congratulations. Especially any of you massage therapists who are deep tissue therapists. Does that sound familiar, anyone? Have you ever had a client swear at you, or a client threaten you, or talk about your mother, or talk about some other aspect that's going to change the therapeutic relationship? It's important to look at language as a barrier for communication, as well as a tool for communication. The barrier and the tool are the two different sides of the same coin in so many ways. So when we talk about a client who comes into your therapeutic session, I used to work for a chiropractor years ago, and used to work at a chiropractor years ago, and the chiropractor was really good at referring motor vehicle accident clients to massage therapy. Whenever they saw muscle problems or trauma, that was one of those skills that they would toss out there, one of those things that they would put into effect. But we would see every walk of life. And there were times that I had clients who would come out and they would not be the most couth individuals, most literate and literary skilled individuals, and their language definitely did not meet my standard of communication. So when it comes down to making sure that you are making sure that your standard of communication is professional, when you're meeting a client and they're not using the same standard of communication, you have to then figure out if their language or behavior of the client puts you at risk, puts your client at risk, and puts the therapeutic relationship at risk. If they're saying things that are inappropriate, this is a category where you can do that. I love it, Chris. Yes, talking about politics. I think we have all had that client. One of my favorite stories, worked at a clinic for a couple of years, and during an election cycle, the receptionist answered the phone, and when she answered the phone, the potential client said, "I need a massage, but I can't have anyone who voted for this person work on me." And she's like, I don't know who voted where. I don't know. I can't tell you what my therapists vote. I don't know their political prowess or preference, but it became one of those things where she said, "No, I'll go find another massage therapist," and that was fine for us. That is an important piece to kind of say, hey, are you having a challenge with that? Yes. And the odor of our wonderful clients, that can put us in harm's way. Breathing through your mouth. I'm assuming Chris is talking that direction. That's always an important one. Being able to connect with your clients without smelling their funk is a tool. Clients come out with swearing, come out the swearing closet, and over time, mostly for me, swearing is a type of SER methods. Swearing at me, totally different consideration. Oh wow. Yeah, I had one client who said they only have Tourette's when they're getting deep tissue massage. Don't quite know how that's diagnosed, but hey, that's kind of something that they went with. Yes, Donna, you're tardy. How dare you come in late? Ask them to breathe through their mouth so they will shut up. Oh, good one. Yeah, no, it's have you take a nice deep breath. That will really allow someone to back down and back off and really connect to their greater purpose, connect with their direction, connect with how they're communicating and how you're communicating. All right, so with all that being said, let's play this game here and recap the fun of this evening. Now that Donna's here, we can actually do that effectively so she knows what she missed here. All right, we started with standard 5G. Refrain from practicing under the influence of alcohol, drugs, and illicit substances, with the exception of a prescribed dose of prescription medication, which does not impair the certificant and is prescribed to you. I tossed that little prescribed to you in on my own. You have the right to refuse and or terminate the service to a client who is abusive or under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or any illicit substances. Remember, those are separate things. Abusive, or under the influence of alcohol, or under the influence of drugs, or under the influence of illegal substances. All different things. You don't have to have all of them or none of them. It can be one. And then the third one that we actually got to really quick was have the right to refuse or terminate the service of a client who exhibits a language or behavior which the therapist deems as an immediate or potential risk to the safety of the client, B, the certificant or massage therapist, you, or C, the therapeutic relationship in the ability that you have to connect as a professional with them in this therapeutic session. All right, guys, you have been an outstanding crowd. I'm going to double check here and see who's still hanging on with me. It looks like Zerlin is here. Thank you guys for joining and participating. We got a good crew of you guys. If you guys need anything, you know where to reach out to me. Nathan@educatedtouch.com. My phone number, if you don't have it, go to educatedtouch.com, can find it there. You can also go to the YouTube site, YouTube, and then search Educated Touch. It is our ET logo, and we've got 46, we're going to have 48 hours of massage ethics by the end of tomorrow. Getting this hour up and the hour for a previous week. Feel free to check on us on YouTube. I will actually link it on Facebook, so you guys have that possibility. You guys have been great. I've really appreciated sitting down and talking to you. Even though it sounded like a one-sided conversation without your feedback, this is only a thing that I do sitting here in a room on my own with a rocking chair and a Christmas tree and some stockings and a non-moving fireplace. So appreciate it once again. Have a great night. We'll talk to you again soon. Be well, and talk at you later.
The hour has flown by. We hope you've enjoyed this discussion with Ethics Outside the Box. As you've seen, Nathan uses many second-hand stories of ethical situations. If you'd like to share your story or you have any questions, feel free to contact him at nathan@educatedtouch.com. If you have just watched this video and would like continuing education for home study, you can go to shop.educatedtouch.com under the home study options with the date or episode number to receive your exam. If you would please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, we will keep you up to date on new videos. If you'd like to attend one of our live courses, you can find upcoming scheduled events at www.educatedtouch.com. Thank you for joining us today.